Welcome everyone. Thank you for watching our video. Today we will be discussing the USDA's RD Rural Energy for America program, or better known as REAP. We'll make some quick introductions. We'll talk a little bit more about what the REAP program is and what kind of funding it can provide, the different eligibility requirements, as well as where we can come in and help you get you through your application process, as well as some of the deadlines. And so, quick introductions. Our director and lead on the program is Kristen Moorhead. I'm Justin Karenberg, the program manager who does a lot of technical assistance with your application. And then also on our video, we have Hashim, who's our program specialist, who can also help answer any questions about your application and will also help guide your application through the process of submission. So first off, what is the USDA RD REAP program? It's ran through the U.S. Department of Agriculture, and it's designed to help fund your business's energy efficiency projects or renewable energy projects. It's a grant through the USDA that offers anywhere from 25 to 50% of the total cost of renewable energy and energy efficiency projects. A couple different projects that are eligible for funding through REAP. The first one is renewable energy systems. So when we think renewable energy, we think solar panels, geothermal, wind turbines. So if you're doing projects of, taking out diesel engines on your property for, let's say, irrigation, converting them to solar, that would fall under this. Also fall under energy efficiency. So if you're doing upgrading to your heating and ventilation or any part of your HVAC system, insulation and lighting upgrades, doors and windows. So if you're going from single pane to double pane, cooling and refrigeration units, particularly for supermarkets, as well as any electric, solar, gravity pumps for irrigation systems that we talked about, and converting diesel to electric motors. And now next we want to talk about who qualifies for the REAP grant. The first one is agricultural producers. So in any part of the state, if you're an agricultural producer and more than 50% of your gross income comes from agricultural operations, you qualify for this. And as far as location, you can be in a rural area or non-rural area, but as long as 50% of your gross income comes from agriculture, then you are eligible to apply. The other eligible factor, if you're non-agriculture, is where your business is. So if you're located in an eligible rural area, and once you reach out to us, we can go over where your operations are and where you're located and determine if you're in an eligible rural area. Most parts of the state of New Mexico are considered eligible. The parts that aren't, we think of the big cities like Albuquerque, Las Cruces, Santa Fe, those areas. You must also be a registered business within the state, and you can be a private for-profit, a cooperative, or an electric utility. Tribal businesses and entities are eligible for the grant as well. And you must meet the Small Business Administration size standards for being a small business, classified as a small business. Again, if you're unsure about any of these questions, you can reach out and we can discuss the details of your business and kind of go over those eligibility requirements and make sure that you're eligible for the USDA grant. Now, working with us and what we do is we help make sure that your application goes through the process seamlessly. If you've never applied for a grant before, there's multiple steps to it, lots of paperwork. And so our goal is to help you take that burden off of your shoulders and help get your application in. So Hashim and I, we provide full service grant support as well as one-on-one hands-on assistance. And what will often happen, we'll have an orientation meeting with you, discuss your business, your needs, what projects you're trying to get funded, whether it's renewable energy or energy efficiency. We'll set up an energy audit. We work with the College of Engineering at NMSU, and they'll come out and do an energy audit. How much energy you're using and what kind of projects you want to institute and how much energy you'll be saving. As part of the application process, right? So we meet one-on-one, talk a little bit more about your business and your energy needs. And then we'll start collecting technical documents from you. And we go over a whole checklist, give you a whole checklist to make sure that we're getting those documents sorted out for you. And then from there, we take all the information from the documents, our conversations, put them into the application, and then we submit to the USDA. As part of gathering some of your documents, there's registration in SAM, which is the government portal that all payments come through. We work with our partners out of Albuquerque, the New Mexico Apex Accelerator Program. They'll help you with your SAM.gov registration to make sure that you can get your UEI, which is what's used to pay you out your funding. We'll identify your NICS code, industry standards codes, We'll also gather your ownership and lease documentation for your business and your location. We'll need 12 months of utility bills, depending on the project that you're doing, as well as proof of funds for your project and details on the project, contractor information, and information like that. From there, we'll do the energy audit in conjunction with the Department of Engineering at NMSU. Will help you obtain vendor and installer quotes for your project. So if you're doing HVAC work or window work, we'll help connect you with some contractors and navigate those conversations so you can get quotes from them that'll be included in your application. We'll prepare the technical report as part of your energy audit, and then any environmental information, depending on where you are in the state and where your property lies. From there, we take all that information, compile it into the application, and then we'll submit it to USDA. We try to stay in constant communication with USDA and the reviewers. They'll come back and let us know if there's anything missing or if they want to see any adjustments to the application, just to make sure that we can get your application through. So this link, very important, lots of information on the grant through this USDA website, as far as deadlines, upcoming dates, and any changes to the grant opportunities and funding. Once we submit your grant, it takes about 6 to 8 weeks for the USDA to review and process. And again, sometimes they'll come back and ask for some adjustments, rather than just giving a denial, they'll give you an opportunity to make some adjustments if they're pertinent. Now, really big question, when can you start working on your project? So once you submit your application, anything that you spend after that date is eligible for reimbursement. Now, it doesn't mean you're approved for reimbursement, but once you submit and then you start your project, those funds can be reimbursed after you're approved. So you may want to, if you're not relying on this money and you're going to do your project anyway, we would say wait till you submit, then start working on your project. But if the funding from this program is if your project is incumbent upon the funding from this program, we would say wait till you're actually approved to start your project. Either way, those funds will be eligible for reimbursement once it's approved, excuse me. And again, the funding guarantee doesn't take place until the USDA lets you know that you are approved. So submitting it doesn't mean you're approved. We'll have to wait until we hear back from the USDA to actually be considered for your funding. Now, when do you receive your funds after approval? So really important thing to remember is that the USDA RD REAP program is a reimbursement grant. So you are required to have all of your funding up front to pay for your project. Once your project is complete, then we'll submit receipts and other documentation to the USDA, and they will reimburse the percentage, the agreed upon percentage of funds back to you. So again, really important. We like to remind people that it's incumbent upon you to have the funding for the entire project before it's complete. You pay for it, and it is a reimbursement grant. Funding is delivered once your project is complete, and we submit the final paperwork to USDA. It takes a couple weeks for that funding to get back to you. But again, we just like to stress, should have that funding for the entire project before you finish your project. Other resources, you can visit our website at the Arrowhead Center. There's contact links on there. There's other documentation and resources on there for you to go through. Also, the link that we shared before, the USDA RD REAP website, has the most up-to-date and pertinent information for the projects. They always have changes on there as far as dates and funding allocation. So be sure to check in with that website as well. We try to stay up with that. And as we have our conversations, we'll continue to use that website as a resource as well. If you'd like to reach out to us, here's our contact information. Again, Jalal Rastagari is the contact at the Department of Engineering with NMSU, who spearheads the energy audits. But great place to start is with me and Hashim. Please feel free to reach out through email or call. I'd be happy to talk about your project with you. If you have any questions on the eligibility or the process, we'd love to go over that with you. And then contacts for the USDA directly. 3 different people you can reach out to, Megan, Allison, and Carlos. Great resource if you have any further questions or need clarification on anything. So with that, thank you for joining us today. Please reach out to us. We'd love to help you with your energy product. And with that, thanks for joining.